Hey guys, magandang araw and welcome to PMB Chronicles! Welcome to my channel at ako po si PM and ngayong araw na ito samahan niyo ako dahil gusto kayong itag along sa paglabas natin ng bahay. I'm gonna go ahead and attend our Sunday worship service and after that guys, tambay tayo ng konti. To just chill out, recharge, and prepare for another week that's to come sa ating trabaho. And I would try my best to share my thoughts, my insights about some of the questions that have been asked of me with regard to a reel na pinost natin sa Instagram. Ito siya. And I just wanna tag you along and let me know your thoughts. So tara guys, samahan niyo ako. Hey fam, we're here at the Robinson's Galleria and I'm headed to our worship place. And of course I won't be able to show you everything, but I'll try to share some glimpse of it. So let's go. So we're here na sa ride pa uwi. I had to get home because meron tayong kailangang ayusin na lakad tomorrow and tutuloy na lang natin yung ating kwentuhan mamaya pagdating sa bahay. Hey fam! Welcome back to our vlog today and obviously I'm home, I'm in my room and I am very happy that we got home safely and as I mentioned nga kanina dun sa sasakyan natin pa uwi from church and mall going back home, I was informed that tomorrow meron tayong lakad kaya I had to come back home and di na tayo nakatambay as we were initially planning kanina. But as I mentioned to you guys, I wanted to take the rest of our vlog, to talk about one of the things that I posted recently, which was about coming back up from a job loss, right? So I have not talked about this. I have not proactively mentioned this in all my social media accounts, even in my LinkedIn account, simply because in the work that we do, it is important that relationships is everything at the workplace, and I've always believed that outside of that thought, there's always a reason why things are happening, right? But today, let's talk about job loss, right? So for those of you who do not know, right, back in July last year, so that was July 2024, I have lost my job, for some reasons, that I will not, talk about any further, but I lost my job. And it was a huge surprise, and I was totally unprepared for it. Unfortunately, it has taken a lot of toll. It's made a lot of impact in my overall well-being, mentally, physically. Well, physically tama lang. somewhat physically, but most importantly, financially. So I think, top three questions that I have that I will read for you guys, or not read, actually, have a chat with you guys in this vlog today, that's related to job loss. So one of the things that was asked of me was, how did losing my job at that time impact my personal and professional life, and how did I navigate through the transition? Again, I have not proactively talked about this matter, in public, except for now that we are talking about it. And since it was asked of me dun sa reel na pinakita ko sa inyo kanina at the start of the vlog, I think, like what I mentioned, last year was really a difficult time, simply because apart from the job loss, our family also lost. My family lost my beloved Amelia. So my beloved Nanay Melly, we lost her around September last year, and obviously this was the same time. So it was in parallel. When I lost my job, I lost Amelia. So it was really tough. It was really hard, and I was really at a time where, spiritually, I was really at a place where spiritually I was not. How do I say that? Hindi siya madali, because I was starting to question, God, why is this happening? Why are these things happening? And at the same time, they're happening all together. Sometime around October, November, one of my longtime best friends, Jay. I've talked about Jay in my previous vlogs. You've also seen him. Out of nowhere, he just asked me, "Hey, you want to go to church?" And at the time, I was really, I was in the dark. I didn't know how my faith was like. Hindi ko alam, hindi ako sigurado where I was at when it comes to my spiritual health. But out of nowhere, Jay just invited me, "You want to go to church?" So I said yes, obviously. And I think it started, everything started there, and what I can remember on the first Sunday that I have come back to church was that, I forgot who the pastor was, but that was in Robinson's Galleria, I think. Jay, kung mapapanood mo to, mag-comment ka kung tama yung naalala ko. But I think that was in Victory Church in Galleria. And I cannot remember the name of the pastor, but the pastor spoke about faith. But it was just the perfect timing. It was just the perfect message. It was the perfect place, and it was perfect everything. So the Lord He moved. And at that point, I wanted to physically cry, but I wasn't able to cry, pero deep within me, I was crying. I was, whatever the reason was why these things were happening, the job loss, losing my beloved grandmother, I realized at that time that there was a reason. And I was reminded of that. And, my journey on reawakening or rekindling my relationship with the Lord, I'm not there yet, but what I could say is, doon nagsimula talaga lahat na maniwala ako that He has not abandoned me. The Lord has not abandoned me. And He will never abandon me. But that's how I navigated through the phase, the transition. I think, financially it was really hard, and there were a lot of issues along the way. There were a lot of financial issues. I even had some issues wherein, basta. But the Lord has moved. The Lord has made ways, for me to not lose my faith, for Him to rekindle my faith, that fire within me, and just believe. What lessons did I learn from that opportunity? the most important lesson I learned, I will share two things. The most important lesson I learned, first and foremost, was that never ever forget that the Lord is with us. Whether be it on our brightest and sunniest days, wherein we are all happy, we are all joyful, our heart is at peace, we know that He's there. But what I've been reminded of is that in your darkest hours, in our darkest times, that's when He embraces us more tightly, He embraces us more dearly, and He puts us in His care and in His grace. So, kung umabot ka sa part ng vlog na to, and kung nakikinig ka pa rin, I want you to know that whatever it is you're going through, whether be it you are in the happy or joyful part or phase of your life, please, take a moment to thank the Lord, express how grateful you are for His love, for His grace, and for His abundance and His provisions. But at the same time, if you're going through a dark phase of your life, always remember that there are people who the Lord will use and that He will never abandon you. In my worship hours and in my quiet times, I've cried and cried, and talagang pinaramdam ng Diyos sa akin that despite of all my sins, despite of all my shortcomings as His son, I've been saved, I am blessed, and I've been redeemed by His grace and for the death of His beloved Son, our Lord Jesus Christ. So that's the first and foremost, the top lesson that I've learned from that process. But the second one is that, in the life that we live here on earth, it is important that we save. This is something that I have struggled greatly because, like what I said, that from what happened before, me and my family, since most of you know that I'm the breadwinner in our family, though I have a couple of sisters who started helping me, to really provide for our family. I'm not the kind of person who really have saved up. I probably would have saved, for leisure, for travel, for food and the likes. But for the rainy days, I have not saved. And that was one of the biggest regrets that I've realized when that happened back in July last year. And that's one thing that I wanted to share with you. Whatever way, however small amount that you could set aside for the rainy days, do it. So that way, when something happens, that what I could tell you is that the Lord has not wanted us to go through it. We are prepared. We are prepared that regardless of how difficult it is, to live in this physical world, right? In this material world, we will get by with all the things that we need to care for, bills, rent, the house that we need to pay for, the roof above our heads, and of course, everything that our family needs, right? So save up. Again, I'm not the best person who will talk about that, but that's what I would share with you, that whatever amount you could set aside. Sabi nga ng nanay ko, magsubi kayo kung kaya. But yes, I know that's too serious. I wanted to pause for a second because I think, like what I promised you all, we're going to talk about that reel that I have posted, I think, some days back. But hopefully in the coming vlogs, right, please let me know what you wanted to see. Right now, I still cannot, travel lavishly because I still am recovering from what happened last year. But, kung saan mang paraan na kaya ko kayong madala, like in my work in the other site that I'm responsible for, I will try to bring you there, and maybe we could just go around, roam around, explore the local areas where we could have a fine cheap meal, right? Let's do that. But otherwise, comment down below. And maraming salamat, guys, if you've reached this far in this vlog for today. I wanted to appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to like, comment, and share na rin guys sa inyong mga social media. Also, please follow me in my Instagram account and TikTok accounts. They're both PMB Chronicles with a 0 instead of an O sa Chronicles. So again, that's PMB CHR 0 NICLES. PMB Chronicles with a 0. So again guys, as I always say, choose kindness. It is free. Let's make the world a better place by being kind to one another and make sure that we share that smile every now and then. Again, this is Paul, guys, saying goodbye and take care. Bye-bye.